Hello and welcome along to another episode of this Snooker 19 career, the other O'Sullivan with me, Daniel. It's episode 31 and today we're back for the World Championship quarter-final as we continue our final event of this series. Of course we want to end it in the ultimate glory, emulating our namesake Ronnie O'Sullivan and winning the biggest trophy in the world. But of course that's going to be easier said than done, with 3 more tough opponents potentially standing between us and that. First of those is world number 13 Jack Lisowski, one of the best young players in the world of snooker, and of course in this best of 7 frame match he's going to pose a very tough test for us. A win would guarantee us a top 20 place in the world at the end of the series, based on 100 grand of prize money, but of course there's plenty of obstacles in our way yet, so we're going to have to be careful to make sure we get there. A massive thank you to everyone who's continued to support this series, and hopefully will do over the next 3 or 4 weeks. If we get all the way to the final, it will be a 2-parter, so hopefully this will be one of 4 more episodes. We're almost at the end of this quarter final, so I'll go and show you where the match stands in a moment. And just a reminder for any of you who are following my FM20 content, our first video announcing our plans and reacting to some of the features for the new game was released last Saturday at 4:30, so please do go and catch up with that one, as it also contains a couple of polls in there, so you can help shape the content on the channel next year. There's also an update about our schedule after this series finishes, so please do go and check it out. I really appreciate it as always. But let's go and get into this game against Jack Lisowski, the last 8 of the World Championships. Who would have thought it? Our safety play experiment over the last couple of months of the season has really worked out as we've come into this one, and we need 3-1 in this first to 4 frame match, so we've got 3 chances to get over the line to the semi-final. So hopefully a place in the last 4 is almost assured, and we'll be back in a moment to try and seal it. Into the 5th frame then, it's the left-hander Jack Lisowski to break, almost connects the cue ball into the bottom corner pocket. He's left the reds all over the place and the cue ball's free. We have got a chance to pot 2 or 3 reds here, and even from Jack Lisowski's break-off, this should be a real frame-winning opportunity. So based on that break-off shot, I'm hoping this will be a quick, easy and successful frame. 47% power, the first red's pretty comfortable, and we tried to get up for the pink with just enough angle to get back on a red. Anywhere in the bottom half of the table, and we'd be very unlucky with the cue ball not to be on a red. Of course though, there is plenty of obstacles in the way, particularly a lot of the other reds as well. So 25% power we'll hit this with. It is under hit very slightly, but the cue ball bounces perfectly off the cushion, and we've got so many reds to the bottom corner pocket. The pink has covered 1 or 2 of them, but of course that's only a minor problem at the moment. The issue is trying to get on a colour from each red. That's the bit that could be slightly more tricky. So we're trying to find a route to get back up for this black, but I'm not sure that's going to be easy actually, so we might have to go for a different red on this occasion, though I don't know that we actually have many options. So let's just try and screw back here, see if we can find a way to get on this black. If not, we'll screw forward and come back through the reds, and if we collide with a few then so be it. So 62% power, we've cannoned into reds. I need luck, and I have not got it. It has gone very badly wrong. We've left ourselves covering the pink and every other colour. The only one left is the black here. It may cut to the bottom corner pocket, but my word, it isn't going to be easy, and we could have just blown our chance to win it in one go. But we'll try and pot this black to the corner. We've hit it too thin ironically, but the cue ball is relatively safe. It's up behind the baulk line, but there's still half chances, so let's see if Jack Lisowski pots a reds. I'm genuinely very frustrated by that, as Lisowski puts a red in the bottom corner, and he's now on the black or the pink, so we'll let him go and continue his break. We'll be back in a moment if we get another chance at the table, but just like we had a moment ago, this is a frame-winning opportunity for Lisowski. Well, Jack Lisowski's put on a very quick 47, and he has now got a lead of nearly 40 points, but we're on for a red as he's missed a simple one, and now we've still got a chance to get back in this frame. So 28% power, and we're going to screw back to get on the black, and we've got a pretty decent angle on it as well, so we can hopefully come up for the red to the right of the pink. A few of them are tied up, which will make it difficult, but that's not a problem we've got to worry about just yet. So we'll screw back off this one. I don't know if we want to go for the fancy shot, try and get onto one of the more tricky ones, or do we just make sure we get a few points on the board to ensure we're still in this frame. So we pot the black and get on the easy red, and we'll deal with the rest in a moment. So let's just put this red in. I'd imagine that's going to be a quite easy one, and we'll try and get on this black as well. We may have to come up for pink in the end though, as it'll give us a better angle to go through for the reds. So 74% power, plenty of screw back on it too, and we come back to the left of the pink spot, which will allow us to pot it to the same corner. I don't think we've got the best angle actually, so we might have to come down for this red at the bottom cushion. I think that will be a decent pot, and it will take away one of the harder reds. So we've scrolled past the black pretty nicely, although it's not the best angle on this red, you know, so it is going to make it a little bit trickier, but we should be able to pot it nonetheless. So not quite 50% power, hopefully about 35 will do the trick. It's managed to go in off the jaws, and we've got a good angle on black or pink. So we want to try and get onto these reds on the right, and we have moved very quickly onto 24, although I'm not quite sure what the best way to get up for these reds are. It seems that none of them have the ideal angle. The black's worth the extra point, of course, so I think maybe we go for that, try and screw forward as much as possible, and hopefully we just come up far enough to bring us a good angle on one of these reds. The black goes in and we come up the table. It's not ideal, but we might have a half chance here, or if not we can at least play a safety shot. The black's in though, and we're almost back to parity, just 16 points behind on the scoreboard now. I'm going to try and pot this red and nudge the other one. We're going to hit it very lightly, just about 20%, and hopefully we can bring the other into play. Firstly, does the red go in? It does, just off the side of the cushion, but we've actually knocked the red safer if anything, so that wasn't the most ideal outcome. The black should be easy enough to pot, and we'll screw forward back up the table, but I don't know that we're going to get onto a red here. The black's in, it's not gone well for the cue ball. We're on the opposite side of the table, and even a safety's going to be hard here, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to do just yet. We're certainly not going to pot a red though, so we might just try a really thin cut off one of these and try and get back up the table where possible. Even with the natural angle we should get in behind green and brown, so hopefully with not too much power we may well be able to do that. In fact, I'm going to bring it down to 20%, 21 as it is there. We've hit it pretty well, so let's see what happens. Crucially, the red's barely moved, and although we cannon into the yellow, we haven't left the red on, and hopefully Jack Lisowski can only play a safety. We're only 8 points behind now though, so we've done the main bit by getting back in the frame, and Lisowski's played a more attacking safety. It's just whether the brown comes to his rescue. He's left a half chance with the red to the bottom corner, and the cue ball can get to the potting angle well. We're an attacking player, we're going to go for the red of course, a chance to get back on level terms with red and colour, and we're trying to screw through and get past the black back up the table. The red goes in, we have collided with the black I'm afraid, but it's left us a pretty nice angle on the pink. Hopefully it's almost straight to the top corner. The black's not in a bad position to the yellow pocket either actually, but I think this pink is the safer pot and should give us an angle to get on one of the reds. We may have to screw forward a bit here just to try and get onto the side cushion. We want to leave the best possible angle for these reds, and hopefully we can do so by potting it. So I'm trying to be a bit more precise than normal. 79% power should do the trick, but of course if we miss the pot we're absolutely screwed, but the pink drops into the middle of the pocket. We've then just got to run one down the table with the red to make sure it drops into the pocket and bring us back onto level terms in this frame. What a result it would be if we could win 4-1, but I don't think we should really be worrying about that yet. Just 18% power I think to drop it in, maybe not even quite that much. 15% in the end we've hit it with, and the red just drops into the bottom corner. It's left us a nice angle on the black to middle, so we will take the lead in this frame regardless, and if we screw back hopefully we can get on the side cushion, although we're going to be very close to the middle pocket here, so I'm going to have to be quite careful with this one. We can't hit it too lightly on this occasion, and I think we might have, you know. Please hold up and don't go in the pocket. Where is the cue ball going? In the end it stays out safely, but we might have to be cautious and play a safety here I think, as anything that opens up the table could put Lisowski back in charge. So we're just going to hit this one very lightly, maybe even 10% power, not trying to snooker him at all, just want to make sure that the cue ball's safe. So 13% we've hit it with. I think we might have missed the red, you know. If we have, that is absolutely woeful. Let's see if there's a foul given. We've missed everything, and Lisowski's back within 3 as a result. He'll play a good safety shot, I've no doubt, and with 3 points in this frame towards the end, it certainly is looking a close call. The red nearly goes into the middle pocket from Lisowski, tried the cheeky double and it almost worked out, and although it's now hovering over the pocket just below, I don't think from the top of the table we've got the angle. I'll see if we can drop it in. I'm really not sure we can though, and the last thing I want to do is miss it and leave it there. That could be absolutely criminal. So leave me a few seconds to make this decision and we'll come back with a plan of what we're gonna do. Okay, we've decided reluctantly to go for the pot, just because I can't see an easy way to get it safe. We've hit it a little tiny bit thicker to make sure we don't miss again, and as hard as possible to make sure it reaches the pocket. We've underhit it and we've missed. We're so lucky that the red has gone safe. The green's not going to come to our rescue for the snooker, but we could not have got a much better outcome there. Once it had missed the pocket, we just prayed it stayed safe, and thankfully on this occasion it has. Does Lisowski go for the double? He doesn't, it's just a safety shot in the end. The cue ball's tight to the bottom cushion behind the black, and the red's pretty much in the middle of the table. No real chance to pot here. The green's in the way of the potting angle anyway, so we're just going to have to play a safety shot and try and get in behind the brown. So 19% power we're going to go for, in fact slightly more but with a bit of screw back, and we're trying to get the cue ball and the red either side of the brown, but I'm not quite sure whether that'll work out. The red's gone in behind, but I think he can still get to the outside edge of it. If not, it's a pretty decent safety. 3 points ahead with 35 remaining, and he's obviously having to come off the middle pocket. A very clever attempt actually, but he's missed everything and we'll make him take it again. And we've got the bonus of getting 7 points for it as he's cannoned into the black. What do we think to continue? There's only two options here really. Do we force him to retake it and try and get out of the snooker? Or do we play on with a 3-ball? It's going to be easy to pot the black. It's just whether we can get up for the red then. So I think as a result of that reluctance, I'm going to go for a forced retake. Let's see if he can hit it second time around. And he's going for that same one off the middle pocket. And he's missed it again and he's going to hit the black again. This has worked out fantastically. And we're going to give him another go to retake it. We could win the frame on this snooker alone. What a lovely clever bit of safety play. Is it going to be third time lucky for Lisowski? Of course we're going to make him retake it. He's almost winning us the frame here, and the same thing's happened again. I'm now starting to get concerned that he's not rethinking it, although his angle must have been slightly different there, as he hit the black only about quarter ball. Again an illegal contact though, so it is going to be a forced retake for the fourth time. We're going to do it, we've not got a free ball here, so let's just see if he can do anything. He's gone for the same approach. Is he finally going to hit it? That one looked further away than any of the first three, and in fact he's even missed the black there, it was so thick. So that's a little bit of a poor shot from him, and maybe he's starting to get frustrated. The lead's now up to 28 points, don't forget. 2 more of these and we could be at the snooker's required stage. I think we can force him to retake it all day, as there isn't a direct opportunity for him to hit it. So a forced retake, I think it's the 5th time now. Hopefully he'll connect with it eventually. This time he's missed, but will he hit the black is the question. He does. So we're 1 away from snooker's required, I think. It's 35 ahead with 35 remaining, and this simple little clever snooker has ended up winning us the World Championship quarter-final. We've got no option here to force him to retake. It's a force continue or play on with 3 ball. If we force him to continue, he's snookered on the red again, so that could be a good option. If we play on with a 3 ball, we pot the black, and we know we've pretty much wrapped up the frame. But I think because I want to put our opponent through agony, we have to force him to continue here, and we can watch him try and get out of snookers again. So we've decided to force him to continue in the snooker, see how he manages to get out of this one. If he does connect, hopefully he leaves the pot on. He's just hit the pink, so he's in even worse trouble now. We're at the snooker's required stage. He hasn't left the red on, but we can easily hit it, and that's all we need at this point, as we're now 41 ahead with just 35 remaining. A couple of snookers that have ended up winning us the World Championship quarter-finals, and again we're going to play on from here. We can hopefully send the red down the table and just leave the cue ball in behind the pink. We don't really want the cue ball to move actually, so we're just going to try and screw back slightly, but not enough that it actually moves the cue ball. So I've got to be very delicate with this one, just to make sure we get the spin level right, and I think about 33% power will do it. We'll just round it up to 35 to be safe. So let's see what we can do with it. We should hit it pretty much well, and it looks like we're going to get the snooker again. The cue ball's nicely behind the pink. It's a shame we couldn't get that red behind the black ball, but again it's a pretty nice snooker, and our safety players come to the rescue in this game. We missed an easy pot near the start and got out of position, but all that work on safety play has really paid off, as again he's left us a half potting chance on this red, and if we pot the red and black he won't come back to the table. 6 points ahead at the snooker's required stage, so if we pot this it's going to be game over, and we're going to be very happy as we get into the last 4 of the World Championships. Not really deserved on our potting prowess today, but safety play can be just as important, and all of that work where we sacrificed a few tournaments just to make sure we worked on this side of our game, and today has probably been the biggest time it's paid off, as the points we've gained from snookers has ended up winning us the match. So we're just going to drop the black in, no need to do anything fancy here. Hopefully we'll leave ourselves an angle on the yellow. We haven't snookered ourselves, have we? I think we can just about get to it, but we're well past the snooker's required stage, so it's not going to cause too much hassle. I'm just hoping we can get an outside edge on it. We can, so we're just going to make sure we get contact, and what happens to the rest afterwards, I don't really care, to be honest. The yellow's fallen safe, the cue ball's come back down the table, and Jack Lisowski's never coming back to play another shot, as safety play's got us through to the last 4. 49 ahead with 27 remaining. We finish the frame with 100 points, and we win 4-1 in the quarter-finals. Let's go and find out who we face in the last 4. A highest break of 73 in the match. The winner got 2/3 of the points in the game, so there's no complaints about us getting over the line, but of course the next opponent will surely be tougher. Well, isn't this interesting? We're facing world number 11 Stuart Bingham in the semi-final. Of course, a former winner of the tournament. It's a best of 9 frame match, I think the longest we've played in this series, so certainly going to be a test of stamina and concentration, as we're going to have to get to 5 to win for the first time. But what this does mean, of course, is that if we are going to win the tournament, we're only going to have to face one of the world's top 7 ranked players, so there must have been some shocks in the draw along the way, as we should have faced 2 of the top 8 in theory. Kyron Wilson we did face along the way, but since then we've not faced any of them. So that's a little bit bizarre. I'd imagine if we do get to the final, it will be one of the big 2 or 3. The likes of Ronnie, Mark Selby, Judd Trump and the likes, of course, should be waiting in the final for us. But interestingly in this one, it seems like the game's on our side. It's trying to help us make our dream come true by opening up the draw very slightly, though of course that's probably only to knock us at the final hurdle, but even if we could appear in the final, that would be an absolutely magnificent achievement. So a maximum of 3 more weeks to go in this save, but if you did enjoy that final frame of the quarter final, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course it was a little bit of a bizarre one, safety play winning the day for us for once. We didn't have to pop many balls to win the frame, we were just watching a player try and get out of our snookers. That of course shows that the work we've done on our safety game's been successful. Our tactical play was really good in that frame, but of course we're still not quite fluent enough to be successful. We need to start hitting centuries and frame winning breaks. But we've got Stuart Bingham, the world number 11 next, another former world champion to face, so it is going to be of course another tricky tie, and we'll be back to show you the conclusion of the match. Let me know in the comments how you think we should approach it. Do you think we should continue our aggressive attacking nature, or do we need to focus on that safety play a bit more and bore people to the title like Peter Ebdon did? Subscribe to the channel for weekly content from this Snooker 19 career, which will continue until the end of the World Championships. It is the final event of the series, of course, so it will be curtains once we've been knocked out or won it. As we mentioned earlier, our FM20 plans were announced last Saturday, the first of a couple of episodes on it. We reacted to some of the new features we know already, as well as making some votes and polls available to you guys, so you can help shape the content on the channel next year. So I hope you enjoy that one, and if you haven't seen it yet, please do go back and check it out, and I hope you're looking forward to FM20 as much as I am. Of course it's a massive exciting moment in the year for all Football Manager fans around the world. But until that comes out, we'll also have daily content from our FM19 story. We're trying to take Torquay United to Champions League glory, so come and join me to see if we can make it. New episodes every Sunday to Thursday at 4:30. Then finally our Cricket 19 career continues, with 3 episodes a week every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. That schedule will continue until the release of FM20, where we'll be continuing with 2 episodes a week. But a massive thank you to everyone who continues to follow the content on this channel. I really do appreciate your support as always, and I hope to see you next time in this Snooker 19 career.